you lost another one.
What's up, world? What's happening? Como se va? What's happening? How you doing today? Oh, shit, baby. We got a story for you. We got a story. A story is a myth, and a myth is a story. Put legends, and they become fairy tales. We gotta really look at ourselves in the African American community. We got to really look at our surrounding and what we pushing towards. As we carry a code of silence, as to the point of rappers coming out saying no snitching. And the police have a code of silence. But we criticize the police code of silence while we uplift our code of silence. But when someone break that code of silence, we glorify these individuals. Prime example, Frank Lucas, Bumpy Johnson, and many more. And this come to the tale of Big Meech. Is Big Meech the one that they glorify in the STARZ hit series, Black Mafia Family, BMF? Is they glorifying an informant, an individual who built the criminal organization and tore it down to get lesser sentence? Was his accomplice the woman who is the executive producer of that hit series? I will show evidence as this, people might say this is hearsay, but you, as the people who watch this, you, the people who watch this, could judge for yourself. Yes, you yourself could judge this. So let's go into more. So after this, after we talk about the Big Meech special, I want to dig deeper and deeper into the people's subconscious and expose the lie and the reason for January the 6th. Was there black people there? Was there black people there? Was there Black Lives Matter activists there? Was there anti-fascist people there? Ativa, you feel? This is not an organization, but if two or more people organize into a group to fight for a cause, that is an organization. Even if it don't have a figurehead, guidelines, it's still an organization. I will expose that lie to the people. So let's get into some details. So the main thing we're going to talk here today is I'm gonna pull video and show that people that is close to Big Meech show that he is an informant, and the woman that he was working with to try to free him was an informant. Later on, became the executive producer of the hit series BMF on STARZ. That's a tragedy, but that's how it happened. Frank Lucas, Bumpy Johnson. We glorify snitches. We glorify people who build an organization. You tear the organization from the top and everybody else will fall. We glorify Frank Lucas. We glorify Bumpy Johnson. We glorify Big Meech. How are we getting all this information in this show about his life? He's supposed to be fighting for his freedom. He's snitching. And we glorify that, but we tell other people, stop the snitching. In the last piece, like I said before, we will talk about Black Lives Matter, anti-fascist member at the January 6th rally. And a lot of people portray to themselves because of media propaganda. If you get fed the propaganda over and over, you yourself will believe it. And you call yourself conscious and breaking away from the fake news. Mainstream media was labeled fake news before other news outlet was labeled fake news. But the news outlet took the trend and started throwing it and regulating other people's news. So let me get into sharing my screen. First presentation. Share screen. So we going into a video.
And I've become a branding and marketing specialist over the years. Wow. That's my whole thing. So when I was with the Source, you know, I met a lot of people, did a lot of things. I worked with Vibe, I met a lot of people. But my thing is always being a humble, nice guy. So, you know, a lot of times people get in positions, they arrogant and they.
This person right here was there at the beginning, and he was a marketing expert, and he was pushing Big Meech brand because remember, he started a record label to money launder his money. Dealing with Jacob the Jeweler. Everybody remember Jacob the Jeweler. Why he not around no more? Because of the Big Meech situation. It's a lot of outs and in people fail to realize.
Miss all the connects. I'm the humble guy. I want to talk to the quiet nigga in the corner and this person right here and the nigga mopping the floor because you never know how circumstances change. You need all types of people in your corner. But so I got with Sosa, I got connected through Sosa because at the time I was doing what I'm doing, helping Pops. They brought me to Pops and they was like, yeah, he got a record label. He needs some help. He needs some consulting. Can you help him? And that's how I started my relationship with the family. You know, from that point, met, you know, Meech and most of the top guys. At the time I was living around the corner with an OG named Michael Concepcion. And so I would go.
I know Mike.
Yeah, I used to go the back route through the neighborhood, make sure nobody was following me to go to Pop's house once things got hot. So that's pretty much where I did. I did my business. When I fuck with them, I had a time limit. It was business. I stayed at the house for 15, 20 minutes, shake some hands and leave. I never hung out, was a hanger-on and groupie and doing none of that shit because I knew that if I did that, niggas would look at me different. You know what I'm saying? So I just came, handled my business. When you saw them at the Source Awards and they was all in them seats getting the shout outs and they had the 4-page spread, you know, that was all my connects back at the time because Benzino asked me, yo, Cal, what's up with these dudes? They good? I was like, yeah, them niggas is solid, man. They good people. Because when I met Pops, I really didn't know anything that was going on. All I knew is he had a record company and he needed help with marketing. So I had that girl.
Now, who is Pops? Who do you call him Pops?
Pops is Wayne, Weezy.
Oh, Weezy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, I was lost when you said Pops.
Yeah. I always called him Pops or Weezy, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
So henceforward, you know, I was around when things was, you know, kind of started going bad, and Pops got me with another writer who was a guy who used to be the former editor of Rolling Stone. He was trying to get us, you know, to put the whole story together and all that. And at the same time, I ran into a familiar person. I was put with this woman named Tammy Cohen. Tammy was communicating with me regarding.
This is now when we get into Ms. Tammy Cohen. As to the point, this is the informant to infiltrate the organization, to get to know information that was not told in the trial. They are pushing to create a story, to create a movie or a book on the organization, the fall, and also to help Big Meech go free. But how far will they go to get him free?
You know, her position trying to help. They basically said, Cal, help Tammy. And because they knew that at the time, Tammy, you know, she didn't know shit. She was just a pretty girl.
Right.
Now, let me tell you what I know that was weird. Tammy was communicating with me, communicating. She was telling me everything was going on. And then one day she disappeared. She ghosted me. And I could never figure it out. And I'm going to tell you something. The first time I met her in person at the Intercontinental in Buckhead. And she came across very striking, but it was something I couldn't put my finger on because I was like, how does this type of woman get involved with these ghetto niggas? What the fuck is, you know, I couldn't figure it out because she seemed so out of place. You know what I'm saying? But at the time, I didn't question it. I just did what I was asked to do, which was to look out for the family. So I was looking out, trying to connect with her. I was dealing with Tony at the time. They were trying to do their little BMF wives shit. And long story short, I held Pops down, Wayne down the entire time he was out in jail. Took care of some things for him. So when he came home, you know, we had already been writing on the story based on Pop's perspective and involvement. And then he put me with Sosa, and Sosa blew my head off because no one in the organization, no one around could tell me about the old school shit. All I could tell me is about, you know, going forward from California, how everything came to be.
Well, see, Sosa and myself, we all before all of that. You feel me?
Right.
Sosa is a day one nigga. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And see, Meech, I'm the first nigga put $1 million in his pocket. He never seen that till.
So this is now the first person who talking is the interviewer. He interviewing this guy in prison. The second person who now speaking is the person who was there at the beginning. This is where it come deeper with Sosa and these names that get thrown around. Remember these names, and please pay attention. Even if you got to watch this video again, you will connect dots.
He came to the loop. You feel me?
I heard about you, dog. I heard you was just an outstanding dude, man. Take care of your business, and your reputation in a good way preceded itself. So I understand now, based on from what we've dealt with and seen with this whole thing with Tammy, man. Speak on that for me if you can, because it's perplexing.
Well, what they did, what Meech and Tammy did is called it because you're not in the system. Thank God you're not. I hate to see brothers in this system, but brothers who are familiar with this system, it's a nasty, nasty system. What Meech and Tammy did was called a third-party cooperation. What happened was,
this call is from a federal prison.
Originally, I was put with Tammy. I paid for the script. I paid $250,000. That's my script. That's why 50 when he came in, because we put a assistant deceased order in through my attorney. That's why they couldn't do a motion picture. That's why you didn't see the BMF story on the big screen. So 50 ran it through that STARZ shit that he run that other corny shit that he do. So what happened was, homie, was I wasn't even the original target. They wanted to get a little Mexican. He's actually a cartel member out of LA named Suarez. You'll see his name in the paperwork, Fidel Suarez. He was their initial target. You feel me?
Right.
He was their initial target. But with me calling in while they were trying to set up Fidel Suarez, she clicked over and told the agents who was listening to her and Suarez, hold on, this is Cuff. And when they heard the name Cuff, they went fucking crazy. And that's when her and Meech turned this scheme toward me. You feel me? So what it did was, this is what it was supposed to do. It was supposed to give Meech a time cut for her cooperation and set me up. But also, it kills two birds with one stone. It puts me in jail, and now they don't have to split any of the revenue with me. My buddy and my partner along with me his name is Louis Burrell. That's MC Hammer's.
Do y'all hear this? No.
That's who Tammy was coming out here to see.
That was me.
And I'm gonna tell you the year. That was 2015. No, that was like 14.
Way earlier than that. It started way earlier than that. Way earlier than that. Around 2010, homie. Way earlier than that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we gotta go way back.
We put $50 million on the table through Lionsgate Films, through Louis Burrell's Connect. Because Louis is the nigga, he a bait nigga out there, but he fucks around. He really fucks around on the music tip, but he also fucks around in the movie industry up there. Now, what we did not know is why Tammy would turn down that deal with me and Louis Burrell getting 20% of that budget. You understand what I'm saying? For a finder's fee. So what ended up happening was we didn't know that they had other plans and that she was sleeping with the feds and that they would put me off in prison and run away with my script and don't have to give me anything. So it was supposed to give me a time cut and knock me out of my percentage, me and Louis Burrell out of our percentage for the finder's fee with Lionsgate's film. Well, Lionsgate, when Louis...
Y'all hear this, right? That the executive producer, which is a FBI informant, got information, third-party cooperation, got information deeper than what's supposed to. It was supposed to be just information, general information to come up with a story, a movie script. But it turned out to have co-defendants, more people locked up for their part in the organization. Big Meech set these people in motion. They pushing these TV series, pushing Free Big Meech. This is the society we are living in, where we glorify criminals. And we glorify criminals who turn into informants, who destroy the organization that they created and get glorified for it. Let's keep on looking.
So they backdoored us. Lionsgate shot it down when Louis Burrell wasn't no longer a part of it. feel me?
Right.
So Tammy's whole thing fell apart. Meech couldn't get a time cut because they found out Tammy has no credibility. Because when you can't have a relationship with a federal agent, now you have no credibility. So they thing blew up. They thing fell all the way apart and blew up. That's why Meech didn't get a time cut. But Tammy testified in open court that she signed up to be a DA informant to give Demetrius Flenory a time cut.
This call is from a federal prison.
Special Agent Keith
Testified in court. Do you hear that? Testifying this man trial. You see the government answer machine in the back saying that this is a federal call. This is an inmate. This is Devon Cliff. When you look in the description, you could find this video in the description and much more.
Cromer testified that Demetrius Flenory knew about this whole thing, but he just wanted to keep his name out of the documents. The special agent told Flenory that he could not do that. He could only do that if Cuff don't go to trial. And with Cuff's record, he can't afford to go to trial. You understand what I'm saying?
Correct.
But in the midst of all of this, she ends up flipping on the special agent Keith Cromer, and their whole deal went in the trash. So that's why we're at the point to where we're at now.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long does your relationship go back with Meech, Cuff? How long have you known him? What you guys go
1990,
back?
1990, homie. 1990. My beautiful daughter that you talk with, my son, and my other daughter, they look at this nigga, call this nigga uncle, homie.
Now, from my understanding, you guys reached out to him when the paperwork came down. She said that you knew who the CI was, and you told her in her mom, and you guys sent a message to Meech. What was his response when this stuff came down, and you were like, "Yo, bro, what's going on? What did you get from Meech?"
When I got locked up, homie, and when I seen where this whole conspiracy was coming from, I laughed at it and I didn't believe in it. I knew that Meech could come forward and kill the whole conspiracy. Just saying that the conspiracy is based on Meech communicating from Tammy, sending me a truckload of drugs. It's all made up. From jail, homie. He could have killed this whole deal. They never had any drugs. You understand what I'm saying? But that's how conspiracy works in this system, in this nasty system. But when Meech shot down the offer, when we sent my attorneys out, he was at FCI Lompoc in California. And he responded back to my attorneys that he didn't want to have nothing to do with nothing, and he stopped communicating with them. So then that told my attorneys right there that Demetrius Flenory is a part of this whole deal. And I couldn't believe it. You feel me? So that's what his response was, that he don't know nothing about all this. Well, Demetrius Flenory has been locked up since 2005, and how are you my unindicted? He's listed in my paperwork, homie, as my unindicted co-conspirator serving 30 years at FCI Lompoc in California. How are you in my paperwork, man? And how are you this famous drug dealer who's in magazines and books and movies, and you are in bed with a government informant that testified in court that she cooperated and set your nigga up, a 30-year partner, to give you a time cut? How are you this celebrity drug lord, but you in bed with a government informant? And how you not know about this? And you in my documents is my co-defendant, my unindicted co-defendant.
What? Hey, stay tuned, because this is not the first video I'm gonna do on a Big Meech special. I got connection that I will get one of Big Meech family here. You feel? If they deny the charge of Big Meech being part of a government conspiracy to put people behind bars, a government informant, or not. Stay tuned, you feel? Share this. Hit the thumbs up. The more thumbs up, the more I'm going to push this issue. Share it. Let's get this story out. Because I'm not the only one know about this. We're going to go to the next video. So let me go ahead and share.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
This part two.
Talked about earlier, man, regarding, you know, the whole play and how that stuff went down, man. A lot of people are having a hard time accepting that what happened and took place.
Exactly.
Regarding their guy. And
exactly.
You know, what would you say to that, man? Because the truth, the facts are the facts.
Oh, no doubt about it. You know what I mean? I didn't put your name in this paperwork. How did you get in this paperwork? These are sworn documents. These are affidavits that have you listed as my unindicted co-conspirator. These are sworn documents. These affidavits went in front for wiretaps in front of a magistrate under the penalty of perjury. So you think them white folks gonna put themselves in a trick bag by putting Demetrius Flenory name in there as my unindicted co-conspirator? You're my unindicted co-conspirator, man. How did you get it in my paperwork?
Do you think he's saying this out of jealousy? Because I'm open-minded. You feel? I don't just point fingers at people without also questioning, keeping an open mind, not biased. You feel? I question everything. I don't come with a solid answer till I see all the facts. Put all the facts on the table.
And now there doesn't seem to be any anger or vitriol coming from your perspective about none of this.
People are having a hard time accepting and understanding it. They just don't want to believe it. And I think the sentiment goes to a lot of people, but you have to accept the truth for what it is, because at the end of the day, how did you would have never met Tammy had he not put her with you, if I'm correct?
That's you're 100% correct, man. He knows this, and everybody else knows this. Anything with Tammy comes from him. Not only that, what she testified in court to. What Special Agent Keith Cromer fired disgraced DEA agent Keith Cromer when she was having a.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Please hit the bell notification so you could get the up-to-date latest show. We got shows in all type of fields. You feel? Please hit the subscribe and hit the bell notification. Show your support. You feel? I'm not asking for money. Yeah, it do got the cash up at the bottom. Donation. Please help the nation. You feel? We gotta pay the bill for the streaming service. If you want to help, please support. But other than that, please hit the subscribe button and help us out. Help us to get to 1K.
Relationship with, which killed their case, which killed his time cut. All that's prohibited, and it's not only prohibited, it's criminal. You go to jail for that, man.
So when you
five agents was fired, and one was indicted.
Damn.
They gave her $250,000 to set me up, man, to do this.
I found some stuff in the it's a St. Louis paper. I can't think of the name of it, but I was able to find an article on that. Can you tell me a little bit about the development of the script? And you say you put some money into that writing. Who was the writers, and how did that go about being developed? What made you put forth effort and funds into developing a script for BMF on behalf of Meech? What made how did that come about?
Well, that was me and Meech's thing. I mean, that was something me and he and I myself agreed to, and if I can bring in one of the movie houses that can handle that type of budget, and no one can write the script from the beginning, but a person like myself or Sosa. They won people. So we used a young lady out of Memphis who's based out there in LA now. She does a lot of she's working with Nickelodeon now. But
this call is from a federal prison.
Her and a couple more people that she brought in, we put the script together over a 2-year period. So yeah, Meech was a part of that. But I told you that initially I wasn't the government's target. It was Fidel Suarez. You will see that name in there many times in the documents. All the documents going to have Fidel Suarez's name in there. Fidel met Meech in the county jail. Didn't know him from a can of paint, but he just took to him. You know, Meech is that type of person. Suarez, yeah.
So he never knew him prior to going to jail.
Yes, they met in the county jail in Detroit. When Meech first got indicted, he was in the county jail in Detroit. The indictment is out of Detroit. So Fidel beat his case and vowed to help Meech out. They met in the county. They befriended one another in the county. And Fidel was reaching out to Tammy just to keep up with Meech, unbeknown to him that Tammy and Meech was trying to set him up. Well, he didn't have no interest in none of the stuff.
Remember that I say if you was here at the beginning to keep up with these names. Remember Fidel. Now the connections, you feel, with more people, the setting up people to try to give Big Meech lesser time. A lot of people out here trying to get these criminals, these head of these organizations, lesser time. Working with these people and don't know who they working with, who coming in to get information. Hey, the organization just went down. We know it. Also, some loose ends, some extra people to the case. Oh, let's get the rest of your organization out of the street. We want to control this.
That she was trying to do. He just wanted to make sure, hey, man, how's my man doing? How much money he need for an appeal? I mean, just a good dude.
So he wasn't. So it wasn't like the feds set him up. They didn't send a guy in there to set him up.
No. They didn't send no. They were in the county jail.
Yeah.
No. Fidel and 2 or 3 other Mexicans got caught with 97 kilos of cocaine at a truck stop. And they beat it in trial while they was in the county jail with Meech in 2005 or 2006. They beat the case in trial. Well, he exchanged information with Meech and vowed to help him out, and that's all he was doing.
And so why did they make him a target? Because they knew who he was?
Who, Fidel?
Yeah.
Fidel's a known cartel member. Yes, they know who Fidel is.
Okay, understood. And so what's his status now? Did he beat his case? Is he all right, or did he get?
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah. So the other play was for them to mess me around so that I can turn into a rat or a dirty bastard and bring him in. But the buck stops with me. I'm not cut that way. You feel me?
Fidel never had any interest in doing anything other than just being a solid.
See, they're just like they try to say, oh, if you driving and your friend on the side of you and they got some green, tell that person, man, that's not mine. Are you going to have to snitch? And sometimes some people don't snitch. They go to jail and they do their time and do extra time for not snitching. Look at Bobby Smurda. You feel? He didn't snitch. He took the charge with his partner. But you don't hear his music. People not pushing his music like that. Not rapping them up. Support. But 6ix9ine got still getting support. People still looking at him. Even when they criticize him, they still supporting him. We support criminals, turn informants all throughout history. We support the criminals, the informant, the the one who was in the crowd, to push everybody like, don't do that. Go tell master, go run and tell master what's going on. How do we got all this information in the hit series? Tammy Cohen, the executive producer of the STARZ hit series show BMF. All the information from a government informant, an FBI informant, sent, knowingly sent by Big Meech himself.
Friend of Meech, and making sure that while he was in jail, let me help you out. Because most people know that when you're in jail, you know, especially high level guys, they're going to be watching you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt. No, for them to have no interest in anything else other than helping dude out. Like he would constantly say, man, we're gonna find the best attorney in America, and whatever it costs, I'm gonna pay it. And just genuinely like the dude.
Wow. And they turned and they was gonna turn around and target to set him up.
They were talking to Fidel. She was talking to Fidel, and the agent.
This call is from a federal prison.
It's unbelievable that all the grocery prices are so low. Aloha.
So let me get it right. Let me show y'all who we talking about. For anybody who not in this country, who don't know who we talk about, let me share this screen. Let's go into some pictures. Okay. Let's refresh this. Okay. Let me stop sharing. Okay, present, share screen. Here we go. Here we go. So let me zone in. This is Big Meech. This is the glorified drug dealer that everybody praising and idolizing from the STARZ hit series. They glorifying the actor who playing him with material gold chains, propaganda. While we suffering, this is the entertainment that they are feeding us. Glorifying the worst in our society. And we wonder why people in foreign nations look down at us. We go to the movie. We watch the series on TV. We support criminals. We support criminals while being hypocrites. The African American community, let's be real. Let me put myself much bigger so y'all can see me, so y'all can have a better face to hate. You can hate me. You'll hate me for speaking the truth. You can destroy me for speaking the truth. But someone got to speak the truth. Somebody got to speak a moderate way. I can't run around here like these liberals. Let everybody do what they got to do. And I can't sit around like a conservative. I got to be a moderate. I got to look at both sides and use my thought as critical thinking and see what's the facts of all sides. I got to find the facts in the matter. We support our criminals greater than our heroes. Now in these days, I hear people don't want to talk about Martin Luther King, Booker T. Washington, and all the likes. But they want to support this guy. This guy right here. Yup, that guy. You see him. Yup, let me get my finger. Him right here. Yup, him right here. Get it, right here. Big Meech. You support him. No members of his organization say he's a snitch, a rat, an informant, working with a Jewish woman, get information from other members, trying to set up people who are in jail. Remember that most likely people who've been to jail tell you how it occurred, that while they in jail, they telling their story to somebody in their cell, and their cellmate, to try to get time out of them. They snitch on the other individual coming through like, hey, you not my people. I'm gonna get you wrong. Some people genuinely want to be honest and helpful, but they don't know if they helping the devil. What's really going on? What's really going on? If y'all have any comments, if y'all disagree with me, y'all can hit in the comment section. If you coming off of Facebook from the link, you got to sign in to comment. So let me go into another video that I want y'all to see. So let me close off a Big Meech phase. Let me present. If you leave, you might miss out something very important. Let's go into Miss Welch. Who is she? She was the wife, girlfriend of the brother of Big Meech. So this would like this is an interview from VLADTV. I do not own Vlad. I am not associated with VLADTV. This is a news reporting. This is to speculate and to criticize. This is not no copyright infringement. We coming to get to the case here. So let me put the screen so everybody could better see. So yeah, get me out the way so y'all can see. Okay.
I don't know if you heard the story about Tammy Cohen.
I haven't.
Okay.
You can explain it.
I'm explaining the story. Tammy Cohen is now the executive producer of the BMF show, the BMF STARZ show. She has Meech rights. I was doing this show, so when T was locked up, T asked me to call her. I blindly
remember names. Remember I told you to remember names. Tammy Cohen got all the rights to Big Meech life. Any movies, any shirts, all controlled by her. An informant. She was an informant turned as the producer, making millions out of the story.
called her, and she just immediately went off on me. Like, what the hell? You know, I'm on probation. By this time, it's like 2014, 13, 14. And the next day after that conversation, I get called down to my probation officer. I'm looking at my young son because this has never happened to me. I've been on probation a couple of years now. Like, what's going on? So I told my youngest son, when I called him, I said, hey, come over here. I got to, my probation officer called me. I got to go turn myself in. Not turn myself in. I said, I got to go see her. And he said, what's going on? I said, I don't know. She told me she's giving me an hour to get there. I get down to my probation officer, my son in the car. I said, if I don't come out in a couple of hours, call the lawyer. I get in there. Tammy Cohen is a government informant. So she says,
how many people How many people it takes to mention this person's name? We got someone coming from the jailhouse mentioning the name. If you type in this woman's name, I put it in the description. If you type this woman's name, Miss Welch, you'll see who she is to the organization, a real member, real family member. I'm gonna try to please share this video, get as many people to tune into this. So it give motivation. It give motivation to the story. I will get the family member up on this show. If the person say no, Big Meech ain't a snitch, I'm gonna rest my case and that's it. I'm not about to fuss and argue and fight with a family member who know more about this story than me. This is a family member right here. This is a member of the organization right here. Figure out who she is. She telling you that Tammy was a government informant, just like the person coming that was calling from the federal jail. Let's get more into it.
Probation officer sitting there and some other guy. I can't remember his name, but I just knew he was part of the DEA. And he had that come in, I go in, I'm like, fuck, this is everybody's nightmare. I already did my time. Only thing I wanted to come home and do is take care of myself, take care of my family, make amends for my mother, redeem myself through, the world or anybody that I felt like I affected. So they told me, and he says, you know what that's about? And I said, no. He said, well, you threatened a government informant, and that's a federal offense, and it's a violation of your probation. And I said, well, who did I threaten? I don't know what you're talking about. So he go over the story, and I'm sitting there, and I'm telling you, when I've heard of people killing themselves not to go back to prison. I went to prison, man. I went to prison. When I say I came home and all these people were going at my head, all these people I helped, all these people, I'm a mother. I was somebody's daughter. I lost my father, lost my mother. I was somebody's daughter. And here you are. You didn't put in no work. No work. All you did is start writing a man, and this man befriended you, gave you his life rights. And just because you've been a government informant since 2008, you have the right to tell them that I threatened you. They told me that I was.
Yeah, y'all see, y'all see how that roll? Y'all see how that roll? These government informants, individual. Do y'all see? Let's tie it up into popular culture. Love after lockup. Check. You get it good and ready to use females to correlate with these individuals. Make it popular. These females correlate with these individuals in jail. The individual start telling their life stories and why they in jail, trying to be honest with the woman that they correlating and talking to. These women, just like men, is government agents. A best agent is that you might think they sending a man your way to infiltrate your organization, but they sending a woman, the person laying right next to you. They sent this woman correlating, talking to Big Meech, getting all the stories, getting everything, and created the story. All the right. Let's go. Y'all don't want to hear me. Nobody typed me. So let's go back to the story.
I was gonna they were gonna arrest me. They were gonna charge me. I'm in there, I'm hyperventilating. I'm in this little room with, they shut the door. It's no knob on this side because if you wanted to run, you couldn't get out. They're talking to me. I'm had to, I'm like, I'm just like fear. Fear had set through my body. I couldn't I'm going to prison. This woman is finished to take my life away from me. Take my whole life. I did my time. Out of them 200 people came. None of them said I'm on their paperwork. I did my time. I came home broke. I lost everything I had before I even went to prison, even before I met the.
Are you sick of having issues with your webinars, wasting tons of time on troubleshooting with attendees?
Let's pause this and wait till this commercial ends. Let's skip this ad. Let's go back.
So everything I had, everything I gained, I lost. It's okay because of my lifestyle. But who would give a person the right to tell another person to lock me back up because I came home to figure out another way to make money? This been hunting me for years. So eventually this stayed over my head for about a year. My father had stage 4 cancer. I thought I wasn't going, they told me I couldn't go home to visit him. Eventually, the case went away because they put it under investigation. She couldn't prove what I did, prove that I threatened her. And then after that, she has did interviews about me. Like her and Saucer's going at my head. For what reason? I don't even know y'all. Have done multiple interviews about me. Talking about who I am. Like, no, who are you? So I thought that when we were coming here, I know like Blue, and they had this big thing on Instagram and going, that conversation was about her. Yes, she's a government informant. Yes, she's been a government informant since 2008. Yes, she tried to get me locked back up. But for my attorney and my probation officer, they didn't lock me back up. But can you imagine the fear that my son had, my mother had, and my dying father had? Because anytime you're in prison, you always think, I just want to make it home to my parents because my parents were older. Just want to make it home to my parents.
The snitching is real. You feel? In the police community, there's a code of silence. In the African American community, it's a code of silence. In the police force, they call it whistleblowing when someone tells a misconduct. And the police look down on that. In the African American community, it calls snitching. And we glorify the snitchers, the ones who snitch. We glorify them. And then turn around and hate other people for snitching when they turn down, when they start snitching on you. Snitching is only bad when they start snitching on you. Be honest. You don't care if they snitch on somebody else. You don't care if a black person snitch on a Hispanic. You don't care if a black person snitch on a white person. You don't care if a black person would snitch on another black person. Let's just be honest. That's the problem. If you building an organization, a militant, where y'all organization unified front, if the head organization is a government informant, the whole organization is pushing the government agenda. Wake up to the illusions. This play a part of racism. This play a part of the system of how we destroying ourselves. We watching these TV series. We allowing our children to watch these TV series. We sitting at night having our kids with us, or somehow they find a way to download STARZ on their phones, and they are watching these type of behavior, glorifying having a gold chain from drug money. glorifying hurting the community. Crack cocaine. We sick and tired of seeing the drug movie. No, we not. We glorifying the people who destroyed our community. Destroyed our community. So it's sad, but it's true. Let's go into one more story, and then let's go into one more video, and then we're gonna go into the last story and call it an end. So let me remove this. Let me close this out. Close this out. This is the last video right here. Now, if you leave, you might miss out something very important. So just bear with me. So let me share my screen. Okay. Let's go. If it's boring or don't get to the point, let's see. Boring or don't get to the point, let's see. Boring or don't get to the point. Oh my goodness. Okay. Don't get to the point. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. Let me remove this screen. Stop sharing. Now here we go. I wind up going to my channel on YouTube doing the live. So that's where the problem was. So let's go. We got it up. We ready. We ready. I'm sorry about that, but let's get to it. Let me get to this screen.
And make sure y'all like, subscribe, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate everybody that's been hitting the subscribe. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. Like I told y'all in the previous videos, some of the #1 content on YouTube, where as far as my audience, the audience that I target, is snitches. And here we go again, another week, another day. Somebody's being accused of snitching. Right now, Blue Da Vinci and J-Bo is going at it. So you got Blue Da Vinci. I remember when they were saying that he was telling or whatever. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I kind of took the bait myself. You feel me? What's the guy Dexter Jose Souza? He went on VLADTV. He got a book out as far as like just all the evidence or whatever that he was able to gather and collect. He put a book out on people who cooperated against him and other people.
Remember what I said. Remember the names. Remember what I told you. Remember the name. Here you hear Sosa dealing with Ms. Welch. You hear Sosa dealing with the convict, the inmate in the Federal Correctional Center. These names, Sosa, he got a book deal. He did video interviews. He getting paid for his version of the story. Some people got to tell the story while others got to live the story. Wow. So I want the family member to come on to expound more into what's going on. I'm inviting the family member of Big Meech. I have a contact. I'm going to be working with my contact to get the family member of Big Meech on the channel. Serious tip. This person could explain that if Big Meech worked with a government informant or did not. If Tammy Cohen, a government informant turned executive producer, got all the rights of Big Meech and the whole BML, that no black person is getting no money from this story. Y'all go and find the black story, but the black story is told through the eyes of white people. And y'all support that? Do y'all really support that? And y'all supposed to be woke, awakened, conscious. Y'all, it's like a fashion statement. Y'all fascists without even knowing it. That's y'all national rhetoric. Whatever fashion, whatever the change of fashion. So I'm gonna get to the next story because we've been on here an hour, and this is just part one because I'm getting to part two of this with Big Meech. So now let's get to our second story. Okay. Let me open up screen. This is the second story. We're gonna be talking about this guy. This guy. We're gonna be talking about this guy. This guy. This guy. This guy. This guy. This guy is key. This key to destroying the Democratic myth. We just got out the story of Big Meech. Now we're going to talk about Mr. Jaden X. Mr. Jaden X. Who is he and where do he play the part? Because I did a video and people lying and said Black Lives Matter was not at the January 6th protest. Anti-fascist members was not at the protest. And I'm going to break down how racist black people is with this and who is playing with the agenda. It's all agenda. It's an agenda. And y'all playing along with it. Y'all don't want to dig in. Y'all don't want to jump out the rabbit hole and look at the whole picture. Y'all want to jump into the rabbit hole and try to look at the whole picture. You can't. You part of the picture. So now let me stop sharing. Share screen. Boom. Share. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into what most people don't like looking up. Black people. If you want to keep something from black people, put it in the book for real. Put it in words. Put in words. You feel? I'm talking about myself. I'm talking about my family. Talking about my family first. And then I'm talking about the community. You feel? Got to criticize yourself before you criticize others. So let me put this into the big screen and in a perspective that y'all could see. Oh, yes, this is beautiful. Mr. Jaden X. We're going to use his other name, Jaden X. Mr. John. Mr. John is an American political activist and self-identified photojournalist who participated in the 2021 United States Capitol attack. So now we have here an African and American at the at the January 6th event. That's this evidence right here that a black person was there. Before the January 6th attack, Mr. Jalen X organized. Realize this, he didn't just participate. Let's go to this. Let's go to this. Let me throw my face in your face. So if you're gonna lie on my video, you're gonna lie on the information, pay attention. If you lie, that means I can only look at it as two things. You're not lying because you cannot comprehend. You're too stupid to comprehend. And the second thing is you just lying because you is pushing the narrative. If you could see the truth, open that third eye, see the truth. Don't just hate me and feel like, oh, you a conservative. Oh, you pushing conservative value. I don't care about the Democrats or the Republicans. I care about America as a whole. You feel? I don't care about the parties, but I want to expose the corruption there is. So now let's go. Let's go into it. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. You feel? Don't hate me. So now, this man right here, he was not just a participant, he was an organizer. They say he organized. That's how powerful and ranking this man is. He organized events. He wanted to make sure it was successful. He organized it. And he participated in the process. Remember, organize. They'll separate him from organizing it from participating in it. Relating to the Black Lives Matter movement. Though a few other Black Lives organizers disavow him, even expel him from rallies, and wanted fellow activists to avoid associating with him. You feel? So look at this. Other organizers from other organizations. Oh, that mean the ones in Baltimore, the one up in Washington, D.C., the one in California could disassociate with him, but he's still an organizer up in his home state. Wherever he at, he's still an organizer. On January 6th, Mr. Jalen X entered the Capitol and broke a window. He broke a window. I want y'all to see my face. I want y'all to see my face. Let me put it. This man broke a window. So now this is proven evidence. Someone on the left, in the mix of Republicans, someone in the left, a Black Lives Matter activist, in the midst, breaking windows. And y'all say it's not playing? Oh, boom, boom, we break the windows and act like we part of the organization. People act like white people can't be part of Black Lives Matter. All them white people out there, oh, they are all the same. No, some of them infiltrators, cause mayhem, as if this peaceful protest is violent. But when the people went inside there, they did not destroy stuff. Yeah, they might threw some paper around, but they didn't burn the American flag inside the building. But we got to remember who did. The protests who burnt the church in Washington, D.C. The same Black Lives Matter who burnt the church in Washington, D.C. Destroyed cars' window, and so much more. and we fail to realize, let's go back to him. Let's go back on Mr. J. So he's a Black Lives Matter activist, was at the January 6th event. So black people, stop lying to yourself and say Black Lives Matter was not there. Anti-fashion people was not there. He was there. He entered the Capitol building and broke windows. He repeatedly shouted encouragement to fellow rioters. You have this person who do not stand for the value of the people in the fit. You have people who out there feel mad, pissed off, feel like their government was hijacking the election with the help of the media. And that is the truth. They hijacked a protest with the help of Black Lives Matter activists and anti-fascist activists to push their agenda. Let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. People love running their bias. They hate me because I go hard and I go real with it. So now, let's look. So on January 6th, Jaden X entered the Capitol building and broke windows. He repeatedly shouted his encouragement to fellow rioters. Mr. Jaden X captured footage of the attack, his own interaction with law enforcement, and the shouting and the shooting of the woman. Let's see her. I can't pronounce her name. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. So they mainly putting right, they're not putting her face on here. So let's get back to the main incident. So this guy, he's shouting. He don't belong to the protests. He don't belong to the causes of the protesters. And he's shouting encouragement for them to destroy stuff. He himself destroyed stuff and encouraging other people to be co-conspirators. And he recording it for record. After his participation, after Mr. Jalen X participation in the Capitol attack, Rudy Giuliani accused Mr. Jalen X of being affiliated with the anti-fascists. That don't have to be an organization, but they organize together, so it's an organization. Despite having no evidence of any association, federal authority also did not identify him as such, and he has stated that he had no relationship to the anti-fascist movement. By May 2021, Jaden X faced 8 charges for his involvement in the January 6th event. He faced 6 charges. Oh, somebody tagged in. Oh, this an old message. Let's get to it. Let's get more into this individual. Mr. Jalen X. Oh, okay, we don't need to look into his life. Let's see priors. His active. What did he do in 2020? He began to attend Black Lives Matter protests up in Utah. They did not know him before that time. He's a government official? Infiltration? Nobody knew this guy before that time? 1 year before? 1 year before the problem, he showed up and became a member of Black Lives Matter. Conservative activist John brother reported that John was conservative until recently. That's weird. He was conservative until recently. So James, his brother, founded Citizen Awakening, part of the greater far-right patriot movement. So his brother created a conservative group. And his brother say, oh, my brother was a conservative. He a conservative pushing black. So a Black Lives Matter member who is also a conservative. Insurrection. So we have here a group participating in protests against police violence. John was accused of exploiting the racial justice movement for self-gain. Is this the brother or this John? But I believe John was accused of using this for his self-gain. The newspaper observed that John had been selling merchandise and self-promoting on many websites. His Insurrection United States website self-protest related gear, such as black clothing, gloves, and gas masks, brand, broad gift collection. Oh, let's look at this. On June 2020, John or Jaden X led his first protest events in Utah. His very protest he held was the one someone got shot. Wow. Why is that? The event was a counter protest against a pro-police event. They not just going and protesting black violence. They go and mess with police. People who want to help the police serve their community. Not every community the police is violent. They going and riled up and cause problems. In the first protest he in, someone got shot. Where a black Back the Blue group drove vehicle driving around the police station. Meanwhile, John and other organized a counter protest blocking vehicles and interfering with traffic on busy streets, breaking the law. One man affiliated with Jaden X was charged with attempted murder for shooting and injuring a driver who had slowly moved through the crowd of protesters. The shooting victim was not affiliated with either protest group. They are shooting. Y'all, let's see this. Let's show in this face. You have a Black Lives Matter organization event where a protester took his gun out and shot an innocent citizen for driving their car to get away from the protesters who did not have nothing to do with any case. And you have the Democrats lying to you, lying in your face, lying to you in your face, telling you that police got killed that day. What day? January the 6th, 2021. You have police lying. You have senators lying. You have media lying to push this agenda. When Black Lives Matter caused more problems for the Black community than all, destroyed community. When they came in, they destroyed more than they helped. That's a proven fact. They caused more chaos throughout the country than the one January the 6th event. Why? Because nothing got destroyed. People say, oh, that's white privilege, allowed them to walk around. If they not destroying stuff, why cause havoc? That means it just a lot of people rushed in. The house is crowded. Yeah, it had its bad actors. As we see a Black Lives Matter member infiltrated the group. Now, so let's go more into it. So, John was arrested and charged with rioting, making a threat of violence, and criminal mischief. According to police affidavit, Jaden X damaged vehicles and coordinated with Insurgent USA to recruit protesters for a protest. Jaden X indicated that he thought the driver that his partner shot was trying to run over protest. The claimed police dispute based on video evidence. His ties to the Proud Boys. Let's read more. John organized events in Utah that was controversial with Black Lives Matter. He experienced greater skepticism after another event, even when he invited speakers from the Proud Boys. He tried to like, hey, we got to listen to both sides. Let's have both sides in the mix. Proud Boys and Black Lives Matter and see what's going on. Because Proud Boy is an American far right-wing group. Neo-fascist. Organization that promotes the engagement in political violence. John's close relationship with Proud Boy led to Black Lives Matter activists refusing to work with him. Black people don't want to work with white people to try to see like, hey, Proud Boy is saying we political activists. We not racist. We don't want to destroy black people, but we are against the government interfering with our business. But black people too blind to see that. They want to destroy the people who could help us also. So Mr. Jalen X, Brother James, had addressed the Proud Boy rally on behalf of James' far-right group, Citizen Civilized Awakening. They having groups, the right wing with Black Lives Matter. People think only Democrats could be Black Lives Matter? Come on, y'all. So, and on another event, John held a solo on protest, that means by himself carrying an AR-15. The protest lasted a few hours, during which he was confronted by 12 armed men from Utah Citizen Alert. As he began carrying an assault rifle to protest, this invited hostility from both the right and the left. In August 2020, John was filmed giving a speech outside the United States Capitol. Jaden X spoke of burning this F down, no, this S down, and told the crowd, "We got a red trunk out of that office right over there," while pointing to the White House. He added, "We ain't effing waiting till the next election." Lex Scott said that Jaden seemed to have a death wish, as he thought it would be cool or amazing if he was killed as a protest and it started a revolution. You see? Do you see how people's mind is? If they have a dream and have a vision, they'll push this. Read and listen. So his claim to be a journalist. Let's look. Let's look at this. The last part. Claim to be a journalist. Mr. Jaden X had claimed himself a citizen journalist. A democratic journalist. That's what it is. And claimed he was at the Capitol attack. They call it a Capitol attack right here. The Capitol attack only as a photojournalist. Why would a photojournalist be breaking glass and encouraging people to do the same? An FBI affidavit dispute the claim he was a photojournalist. He also held no press accreditation. Prosecutor alleged that in December 2020, Jaden X publicly denied being a journalist. Jaden X on recording is described as a first-person documentary film he released on YouTube under the title "Shooting and Storming of the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C." A film critic writing reviewed. Look, they said it was cinema as forensic evidence and compelling into the Kennedy assassination. And let's see what other part they say. They said parts of the footage was used in the second impeachment process of Donald Trump. They used this man who said he wanted to get Donald Trump out of the office. The man. So let's go. Let's go. This is for the African American community and the people who deny this. Pay attention hard. This man who said he was gonna burn this place down, he hate Trump, he want Trump out the office. They use his video. Of all the evidence that Tucker Carlson showed. They used this man evidence, the same man who was breaking glass. He was a Black Lives Matter member. He was breaking glass in DC that day. And videotaped and encouraging people to do the same. You got people who on Facebook jumping off saying, "Oh, Big Meech not an informant. He's street." Come in live and say that. If you don't believe that this was an inside job, this was a structured let's go back into it. It say right here. Let me highlight it. They said parts of this man footage was used for the second impeachment process. That's also the committee, the subcommittee. Look, CNN, NBC, Australia Broadcast, that's ABC. You feel that's what ABC means. And the Washington Post among the media outlets that paid this guy for his videos. I hate the people who want to sit here on the sideline and deny the obvious facts. Y'all biased. Y'all would destroy this nation than doing journalists. For what? You a liberal? For your liberal value? F your liberal value. Oh, you a lie to the nation for your conservative values? F your conservative value. Forget it. Forget it all. Because right here it showed that all these news outlets did not have no video from the government. They used his videos. A man who encouraged the riot. They paid this man for his film to use for propaganda. And y'all sit here and say, no, Tucker Carlson is wrong. No, y'all wrong for not researching deeper into everything. You feel entitled if you feel that you're entitled to say and believe these things, that's your world. That's your world. But for people who served in the military for this nation, who come back to this nation to see pseudos, not genuine people damning this country, hurting this country, for who? Let's go into who really who. Let me close this off. Man, who pushing this? Let's go to big screen. We know the news outlet paid for this man film. Jalen X, we know the news outlet paid for his film to show the United States public what was going on. We know that the government used his film for the second impeachment process of Donald Trump. His film. Not credible. We had a media line in saying police died that day, but no police died that day. And they attracted the information way after the facts, and it was low key. This man, part of the Black Lives Matter organization, pushed and broke glass to get into the White House, into the Capitol building. And they encouraged other people to do the same, to destroy property. And they used his information. This is the Democrats. Oh, y'all love y'all Democrats. Let them put on some little African garment made in China. Not made in Africa. None of these garments y'all be having made. Look at them. Kneeling. Who? They not kneeling. They not kneeling for the black people who died. Who they kneeling to? Oh, they Kobe. Oh, no love. They not holding hands. Oh, this is your Democrats. This is the one you love. They are pushing an agenda here, and the agenda is race-based riot. Why? Let's go. Let's go. Racism, the biggest trend. Oh, from 2010. Look. See the power impact? This Washington Post of the courage that they pushing racism in their stories. Pushing high number. New York Times, Los Angeles Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, all pushing the impact of what? Racism. To have white people and black people fighting each other. It's okay for black people to come on TV to talk about white people. It's okay for the white people to come on TV, black people. But it's not okay to talk about the Jews. It's not okay to talk about how they control the media. It's not okay. That's the conspiracy. That's the conspiracy theory. And I'm not going to say nothing else on that J word. But African Americans, white Americans, Asian Americans, divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. That's the objective. Divide and conquer. To help us to push more for the subscription, please go ahead and donate to the Cash App below and subscribe and hit the like. Please help us as we drop more information. As I leave this off, the bank, follow the money. The banks donated a lot of money to Black Lives Matter. Yes, the banks. The banks donate a lot of money to news outlets. Divide and conquer. While we living through inflation, they sending money to Ukraine. They stealing our money for war. We not fighting over the war. Oh, Donald Trump not in office, Biden in office. Y'all forgot of racism. Oh, racist. Not a lot of racist stuff was going on during Donald Trump. It mainly occurred through Obama. All this craziness started happening during Obama. Come on. I'm out of here. We dealing with the snitches, informants, all, man. Come on.